And rising up he took the child and his mother by night, and departed for Mitzrayim, and remained there until the death of Herodes, to fill what was spoken by Yahweh through the prophet, saying, Out of Mitzrayim I have called my son. Then the company of soldiers, and the commander, and the officers of the Yehudim, seized Yahushua and bound him, and they led him away to Hanan first, for he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was high priest that year. Now Caiaphas was the one who gave counsel to the Yehudim that it was better that one man should die for the people. And there was one called Barabbas, chained with his fellow rebels, who had committed murder in the uprising. And he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, and in the middle of the week he shall put an end to slaughtering and meal offering, and on the wing of abominations he shall lay waste, even until the complete end, and that which is decreed is poured out on the one who lays waste. And it came to be in the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th of the new moon, as I sat in my house with the elders of Yehudah sitting before me, that the hand of the Master Yahweh fell upon me there, and I looked and saw a likeness, like the appearance of fire. From his waist and downward the appearance was like fire, and from his waist and upward the appearance of brightness like glowing metal. And he stretched out the form of a hand, and took me by a lock of my hair, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heavens, and brought me in visions of Elohim to Jerusalem, to the door of the north gate of the inner court, where the seat of the image of jealousy was, which causes jealousy. And see, the esteem of the Elohim of Israel was there, like the vision that I saw in the plain. And he said to me, Son of man, please lift your eyes toward the north. And I lifted my eyes northward, and north of the slaughter place gate I saw this image of jealousy in the entrance. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing, the great abominations which the house of Israel are doing here, driving me away from my set-apart place? And you are to see still greater abominations. Then he brought me to the door of the court, and I looked and saw a hole in the wall. And he said to me, Son of man, please dig into the wall. And when I dug into the wall I saw a door. And he said to me, Go in, and see the evil abominations which they are doing there. And I went in and looked, and saw all kinds of creeping creatures, abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel, carved all around on the walls. And facing them stood 70 men of the elders of the house of Israel. And in their midst stood Yaazaniah son of Shaphan. Each one had a censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. And he said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the dark, each one in the room of his idols? For they say, Yahweh does not see us, Yahweh has forsaken the land. And he said to me, You are to see still greater abominations which they are doing. And he brought me to the door of the north gate of the house of Yahweh, and I saw women sitting there, weeping for Tammuz. Then he said to me, Have you seen this, O son of man? You are to see still greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the house of Yahweh, and there, at the door of the Hechal of Yahweh, between the porch and the slaughter place, were about 25 men with their backs toward the Hechal of Yahweh, and their faces toward the east, and they were bowing themselves eastward to the sun. And he said to me, Have you seen, O son of man? Is it a small matter to the house of Yehudah to do the abominations which they have done here? For they have filled the land with violence, and turned back to provoke me, and see, they are putting the branch to my nose. Therefore I shall indeed deal in wrath. My eye shall not pardon, nor would I spare. And they shall cry in my ears with a loud voice, but I shall not hear them. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, set up in the set-apart place, he who reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Yehudah flee to the mountains. And when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its laying waste is near. Then let those in Yehudah flee to the mountains, and let those who are in the midst of her go out, and let not those who are in the fields enter her. And seeing many of the Pharisees and Sadducees coming to his immersion, he said to them, Brood of adders, who has warned you to flee from the coming wrath? Serpents, brood of adders, how would you escape the judgment of Gehinnom? Because of this, see, I send you prophets and wise men and scholars of Scripture. Some of them you shall kill and impale, and some of them you shall flog in your congregations and persecute from city to city, so that on you should come all the righteous blood shed on the earth, from the blood of the righteous Hevel to the blood of Zechariah son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the dwelling place and the slaughter place. Truly, I say to you, all this shall come upon this generation. And when they came in, they went up into the upper room where they were staying, both Kepha and Yaakov and Yochanan and Andri, Philip and Tuama, Bartholomew and Matityahu, Yaakov the son of Alphai, and Shimon the Zealot, and Yehuda the son of Yaakov. For when they say, peace and safety, then suddenly destruction comes upon them, as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. Woe to Ashur, the rod of my displeasure, and the staff in whose hand is my displeasure. Against a defiled nation I send him, and against the people of my wrath I command him to seize the spoil, to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mud of the streets.